Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend back with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to be attacking a conspiracy that's popular on the internet and just popular in the general public altogether. And that is whether or not we did in fact, us being the United States, did in fact land and physically walk on the moon some years ago. So there's a lot of people that would say that didn't necessarily happen, that it was a hoax, that it was something that was basically concocted to raise spirits, to make the US government look more superior than the Russian government that was advancing in space technology a lot farther along the way than America was at the time. But all that aside, I am of the belief that I would say I'm more along the side of the people that agree that we did physically walk on the moon. However, there is one, and I mean just one, glaring detail that I would love for the government or anyone to prove out there or show, and I'll get to that in 1 second. Now, there's obviously a lot of people that think this was fake. And I am not going to agree with or side with any of the facts that I've seen thrown out there, like, the pictures being phony, like the fact that it was shot in a soundstage in Area 51 or anything like that. Throw all that out. The one thing that I was mentioning before that I think should set off, a red alarm that would basically debunk any of these theories or hypotheses or anything else that would say this is fake. And that one thing is, show the evidence that we were on the moon. And what exactly do I mean by that? Okay, let's go back to what would happen if we did physically land on the moon. Okay, number one, we all saw in a video that a flag was planted on the moon. That flag was not pulled out. It was not taken back on the spaceship. The astronauts even said that. That would still be on the moon. Number two, footprints, tracks, and any other disturbances in the moon's surface would still be there on the moon today. The moon is a climate that has no sort of wind. It doesn't have any sort of precipitation of any sorts. Anything that would be marked on that planet's surface would basically remain there until something disturbed it once again. Now, from what I've been able to tell, nothing has physically struck the side of the moon that faces the planet Earth. It hasn't rained there in the past 30, 40 years or anything like that. So let me get to my third and what I feel is the most crucial piece of evidence that should still be there, and that is the lunar module itself. What was basically dropped on the moon was a housing facility for the smaller lunar module that would be blasted off from the moon and would return back into Earth's orbit. That housing was a very large structure, and one you can see in many of the pictures that was taken on the moon. It was a four-legged object, if you will, that landed on it landed on the moon's surface. And once the astronauts decided to come back to Earth, they would blast off the little tear-shaped pod, the one that you famously see from the pictures, landing back in the ocean. That housing would still be on the moon. Now, through my research on it, and I'm not claiming to be an expert in any way, shape, or form, nor do I ever plan on being one, but I've actually tried and searched and have come up empty-handed as to why there is to date no single picture taking from the surface of the Earth or any of the satellites we have with photo capabilities. No single picture of the moon's surface where the astronauts landed, where the flag was, where the tracks are from the vehicles they drove around in, where the footprints are where they walked around, and where the remnants of the lunar landing module are. How can that have not happened? How can there be not one single picture taken? There are telescopes, and one thing I did find was I've actually found pictures of magnified telescope images from the Earth's surface that show objects the size of a small crater, less than a quarter mile in diameter, in full high-resolution detail. Why can't those same telescopes just photograph the areas where we landed on the moon? Okay, if they did that, and they said, this is what we photographed, if anyone in NASA or anyone with the capabilities with a telescope that's powerful enough to shoot this, why can't they just point at the moon, say, this is the coordinates where we shot it on the moon, this is the time of day we shot it on Earth, this was the rotation of everything and whatever. Give that to the skeptics. Let the skeptics go to their own little telescope site. There's any of many in many deserts in this country and across the world. Let them physically see with their naked eyes the remnants of everything that should still be on the moon. I mean, what would the argument then be? That the aliens planted that there? They planted an American flag there without us knowing? I mean, people, someone tell me why something like this wouldn't be released yet. Like I said, I am more of the belief that we did actually land on the moon. But this little piece of data, the fact that no one has physically taken a picture with any single one of our spy satellites or any telescopes from Earth of the surface of the moon, the area where we landed on, I will always have doubt. And I will never fully believe that we did land on the moon until something like this is done. I mean, how hard could it be? What is NASA thinking? Shut up these skeptics, take a picture of the flag, take a picture of the stupid footsteps, take a picture of the remnants of the lunar module, and shut the skeptics up. What could the skeptical argument be if you did that? Anyways, people, if you're interested, I'm going to put a link over here to, I think it's that side, of a popular video that really got me thinking about this, so I encourage you to check that out. And like I said, just give this a little thought. If anyone does have evidence out there of, like, pictures taken from Earth, pass them along to me, because through my search and in my study of it so far, I've yet to find anything that would show me that stone cold proof of this stuff still being there on the moon's surface. Anyways, people, something for you to think about today. Enjoy your day, people.